Okay, so it's been unseasonably warm here in Utah, and so I haven't spent a lot of time looking at this because it sits out in my garage where it's really hot. Of course, now it's late at night, and so the temperatures sort of drop off and I can come out into the garage. I decided to clean off an area here along the edge of my garage where I can leave this up, and I've put it down on plastic so that I can as a drip concrete onto it. I don't, or around it. I don't have to worry about an immediate cleanup, and also I can still get my car in and out, so it's not blocking the garage. So I guess what I wanted to look at with you was just a couple of the different artifacts that I'm looking at this time around. The first one is when I put it up on the table, I didn't get the plastic completely flat, and so there's this. Well, there's a couple of them, a couple of grooves in the plastic. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, say on one of the legs, but here on the top, I sort of want it to be smooth, and then of course the regular bubbles left over. So I think I'll hit this with a wire brush to clean it up a little bit, and then I think I'd like to put a layer down on top of it and smooth it out with a trowel, and maybe start to make some marks that will eventually be the top portion. Also, here on the sides, I wanted to look at a couple of different things. The first one was this leg that goes. I got terrible lighting for it. Sorry. This leg, as you can see, there's still some work to be done. I can still see the mesh. When I get really close, I can't see the rebar, so I've buried the rebar in there, and it's really stiff. I mean, I'm not able to shake it or move it or flex it in any way. And then similarly, here on some of the legs, I've got exposed mesh, and then along the side here, I can also tell that it doesn't look like a tree along the side, so I sort of need to fill that out. I don't know I'll get to all this on this video, but also I was thinking about expanding some of the leg. That leg needs to go out to cover the metal piece, and on this far side, that's ends up looking like a branch, and I think it's time to trim that one and make it look nice. So I want to cover all this mesh. I think I can do that with one batch. I want to put a thin layer up top after cleaning it up a little, and that's the plan. So let me set up a few things, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this top layer of concrete with a little bit of water, and the reason for that is because this new stuff that I'm going to add to the top of it, I don't want it to get all of its moisture sucked out by this drier concrete. So I'm just basically going to put a thin layer down. Again, look at that. It's I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but it's just really soaking it up. So maybe I'll keep going for a bit until it pools slightly, because I really don't want the new concrete that I put on top to be drained of its water. Well, it's really kind of cool just how fast it does that. All right, so I'm going to need all my hands I'm going to finish spraying this until it pools just a little. I just want a little bit of pooling, and what I'm getting is really rapid consumption of that water. So this concrete is There we go, starting to pool. I've been doing it really heavy over here. Anyway, I was going to hang up on you for a second and put some water all over this thing, and then I'll put a thin layer of mud on it, and we'll see what we can do with it. I'll be right back. All right, so I have put a new layer here on the top, and I was just about to start carving it, and I realized that the tools I was using weren't very fine. I don't know how thrilled I am with the performance of a razor. It looks like as I cut it, it fills in partially, and perhaps that's what I'm going for, right? Sort of a I mean, if every last line were showing, I guess I'm not super confident. Does it go away when I spray it, or does it stick around? Ooh. Well, it's sort of sticking around. I don't want deep holes. I mean, because this is where people are going to put their trays and their cups and stuff, so I don't necessarily want deep divots, but I also don't want I don't want to fill it in with water and have it be This is the art part that I don't get very well. It appears to be leaving a pattern. The question is it a deep enough pattern that people will say, oh yeah, that's a tree? Or will they say, looks like a guy was cutting with a razor knife on the top of his cement? Well, like I said, I'm going round and round, and we don't have enough time on the video to have you watch me do every last second of it, but this is my current plan of action. And we'll see what it looks like when it dries. I can always put a thin layer on top of it and try something different. But I seem to be getting ridge definition, and it doesn't seem to be bumping up where it wouldn't be comfortable. See, I guess I think if it does ridge up just a little bit, I can hit it with a sander before sealing the concrete, so a little bit of raised, I don't find myself super concerned about. And also the idea that you might put a layer of epoxy down on top of a table like this so that it's protected from the elements. Anyway, we're out of time on this video, but here's my plan. To put some rings in this thing that go round and round and round, until I run out of space. Anyway, more to come. I'll see you guys on the next video.